Hi there, this is Dave from David James Design. While attending a Jewelry Arts Gold Week class in New York City taught by Jeanette Keynes, she had a very nice wire draw bench. Unfortunately, this takes up a lot of room and costs between $1,400 and $1,800, so I decided to make my own, which can fold away when not in use. The basic parts are a Husky folding steel sawhorse rated at 1,500 pounds for $24.95. A TR industrial trail winch with strap rated at 1,200 pounds, $45.35, both which I got off of Amazon, I believe. A 2x6, mine is 5 feet, but you'll need to determine the maximum length of wire that you would want to draw and size accordingly. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to mount the 2x6 to the sawhorse. So we're going to have to mark out what holes we want to drill. So but we'll do that by turning the sawhorse upside down and using a indelible marker to mark the spots where we're going to drill the holes. So there are 4 holes in the middle and 2 on each end. I'm going to be using 1 on the ends because I'm going to countersink the bolts from the top so the wire doesn't get stuck and caught on them. I'll be using 2-inch 3/16 screws with a nut and washer on both sides. Okay, so I turned the sawhorse upside down on the 2x6 and marked where the holes were, and then I drilled them out with a 7/32 drill bit or decimal 219 metric, and then I countersunk just a little bit to be able to bring the screw head and the washer lower, so you don't have to do anything fancy. Just enough like that, just enough to get the screw head down below the line so wire doesn't get stuck on it or pull on it. And now I'm ready to bolt it down. So here we are with the 2x6 mounted to the sawhorse. I think the best way to accomplish this is to lie everything on its side and then use a screwdriver on this side and either an adjustable wrench or socket wrench on the other side. Works pretty quick. I did it in like 5 minutes or so. So a couple things you need to consider when mounting the winch is that you want to have your handle completely bolted on so you can make sure that there is enough clearance for the handle, as well as you're going to need to remove the cylinder to find the mounting point. So what you're going to need is 2 either a socket or 2 adjustable wrenches. I've already loosened this, so I'm just going to go ahead and pull this out. And then you can see the mounting point says there's 1 in the back and there's several in the front. I'm only going to use 1 in the front, which is this first one right here. And I am going to, since we're going to be pulling this direction, I'm going to mount this so it doesn't move. So I've got it lined up now, and I'm just going to mark the back, the center, so I know where to drill, and the front as well. So I'm drilling the first hole with a 3/8" drill bit. So I finished drilling my second hole in the back, so there's only mounted on 2 points, which I don't think you're going to need more than 2. These are pretty good sized bolts. These are 3/8" bolts by 2 inch, so 3/8 is the width, and then the length is 2 inches. And with 1 washer and with a nut with a washer attached. It's all built in. That's what you need. So now I can freely rotate the handle, which works well, and I'll reassemble the cylinder. Okay, now the winch is mounted and ready to go. What we need to do is have something to hold the draw plates. So I bought 4 of these. They're the corner braces 3.1 by 1.5 by 1/8. Again, I'll have all this in the materials list. So to hold these down, right, the first one you don't want to move. So what I'm going to use is 1/4 inch by 2-inch bolts. They're going to go straight through with 2 washers, one on each end, and a lock nut underneath. A lock nut is just a regular nut with a plastic insert that prevents it from coming loose. And then I'm going to mount those. Since it might pull forward, I'm going to mount those all the way into the back, right? So I'll drill 2 holes. I'll just mark it in the middle and then pull them forward and then bolt them down. For the back, it's going to be different size back plates. So they're going to be mounted sort of like this, right? On straight up and down the board. So the back plate will go in between them. And it's going to be adjustable. So what I needed for that was something called an elevator bolt, which is right here. Now you see it has a square portion on the bottom. So what I'm going to do is drill a hole, and then I'm actually going to take a hammer and bang that in, right? So it will stop it from turning. And on the top I'll have a washer, one washer, no washer on the bottom, one washer on top, so I can adjust these and tighten it against the plate, because plates come in different sizes. And you might want to use like one side or the other depending on what hole you're pulling it through. So you want to make sure that's adjustable and you can move it around and tighten it up and not have it fall off every time you step away to pull the wire. Or when you're done pulling the wire, it would just fall off. We don't want that. We want it to stay right where it is. So I have a 1/4 inch drill bit installed in my drill. I've put the corner braces back to back. And I'm going to drill on the front one. I don't want it to move ever. So it's going to be towards the back of the slots, as far back as I can. I have one side done. As you can see, the back can move around quite a bit if you have them loose. So I can tighten my plate right in there. Wherever I want it to be, tighten it down so it doesn't move around. There we go. Just to show you how I'm drilling the other one, I'm just going to use a square. I'm going to put a square up here, right on even with the other one. And then I'm going to move that as far over as I can. And then I'm going to go ahead and find my drill. And I'm going to drill all the way into the back. So I do the same thing with the one in the back. Just line it up. Just line it up with the first one. They don't have to be perfect, but you want it as straight as possible. So on these, I am going to drill all the way into the back because I want them to move backwards. So I just mark it. Move the bolt. Take my elevator bolt, put it in from underneath. And then I need to bang it in. So here we go with a hammer. I'm going to bang it so it's flat against the wood. There we go. A sturdy, quality wire drawing bench for right around $100. Thank you.